What do you do when you thought you'd be retired by now, but you're not? When you're still clocking in, paying those bills, and wondering if that freedom you planned for will ever arrive? If that question hits home, this video is for you. Welcome to the channel. I'm Roxanne, and here on Reinventing Me at 60, we talk about navigating life's twists and turns with courage, creativity, and yes, even humor. If you're building a second act, a third act, or maybe even a fifth act, you're in good company here. Let's talk honestly about what we do when retirement doesn't come when we schedule it. This is not about money. This is about meaning. Today, we'll go through a number of ways that you can manage that change in plans. Number one, accepting without defeat. I had always planned to retire at 55. I wanted that freedom 55 so bad, but 55 came and it went, and I was still working and I was still hating every minute of it. This was not where I wanted to be, and I was a little bitter about it. It hit hard. For a while, I was angry, I was ashamed, and I felt like I failed myself. But I came to understand, acceptance is not about giving up. I had to look for better, healthier ways to manage this disappointment. According to a 2004 report by Stats Canada, nearly 48% of Canadians aged 55 to 64 are still working. Not because they want to, but because they have to. But this isn't just a Canadian phenomenon. In the US, a 2023 Gallup poll found that 41% of Americans aged 60 to 69 are still in the labor force, and that number is projected to grow. Many cite the lack of retirement savings or the high cost of living as the reason they keep working. Number two, redefine retirement. The old model of retirement, you quit work at 65, you buy an RV and you drive across the country, or you spend your days golfing or gardening. But that doesn't work for everyone anymore. More and more people are crafting personalized versions of retirement for themselves. According to the Trans-America Center for Retirement Studies, 55% of Americans in their 60s expect to work past 65. Over 25% plan to keep working part-time during retirement for stimulation, purpose, flexibility. My friend retired from his job in IT at 62, but within 6 months he was volunteering at a local community rec center teaching seniors how to use their smartphones and iPads. He told me, "I didn't retire from life, I just stopped doing what drained me." That's a powerful statement. A 2023 RBC poll showed that 34% of Canadians see retirement as a time to stay active and contribute in new ways, not just to relax. Redefining retirement means shifting your purpose, not disappearing into the recliner. This is a time to ask yourself, what do I want from my retirement? Is it freedom? Creative space? Community? These things can often start before retirement happens. Number three, start retirement moves now. You don't have to wait for the magic retirement date to begin living more freely. Start small. Can you cut back to 4 days a week? Can you shift your schedule to have mornings to yourself? The summer before I retired, I took off Mondays and Fridays for like 3 months. It was perfect way for me to use up my vacation time that I had accumulated. And it was so nice to work 3 days a week and not feel like my weekends were just running errands that I couldn't get done during the work week. It gave me time to go for walks, catch up on reading, and just sleep in and enjoy life. These mini retreats helped me to reconnect with what mattered most to me. It gave me a chance to look at what retirement might look like for me. Maybe this is something you could consider. Create a mini retirement preview day. Once a week, once a month, cook slowly, walk aimlessly, connect deeply. Life is happening now. No chores, no guilt, just things that fill you up. Mini retreats work. The idea of mini retreats comes from the author Tim Ferriss, and it's a powerful thing. Instead of waiting until you're 65 or 70 to take a break, take smaller, intentional breaks now. According to a 2024 LinkedIn report, flexible work arrangements are increasing. Nearly 44% of workers over the age of 55 are saying they value flexibility over a salary. Think about where you could insert freedom into your year. Even 4 days in a cabin could restore your perspective. Try unplugging for a few days. A micro retreat, a writing week, a house sitting in a nearby city can feel like a little vacation and give you some clarity. Number 5, pivot to work that feeds your soul. You may not be able to retire yet, but maybe you could pivot. You don't need to earn more, you need to suffer less. A corporate accountant friend started baking as a hobby on weekends and shared her creations on Facebook and Instagram. Before she knew it, the interest in her baking had grown and she had opened an online bakery, eventually quitting her job to focus entirely on her baking business. A 2023 report by the Canadian Centre of Policy Alternatives found that 60% of older workers who re-enter the workforce are choosing flexibility and gig-based roles. Ask yourself, what could you teach, sell, fix, or serve? Your second act could be simpler and more joyful. Chances are you already know something that people are willing to pay for. Number 6, reimagine the numbers. Numbers can feel scary, but they're also very empowering. What do you truly need each month? Where can you simplify? Do you really need that second car? Can you move into a smaller house? I was surprised to see how much we saved by selling our big family home to a smaller space. Property taxes are less than half of what we were paying before, not to mention how much less we pay for our utilities. We freed up over $800 a month. That's a huge savings. That money now goes into savings and travel. Downsizing can be so liberating. Why do we think we need to keep our big house for when our kids come to visit once or twice a year? It would be cheaper for us to get a hotel for them for those visits. In the US, AARP reports that people 50 and over who downsize can save $700 to $1,200 a month. In Canada, CMHC shows that downsizing cuts costs between 30 to 50%. Try tracking 3 months of your spending. Highlight what brings you joy and what you barely notice. Trim the rest. Number 7, finding meaning in the now. Life doesn't start when you retire. It happens now. One of the most moving moments of my 50s was teaching my son how to make donuts. This small act, messy and sweet, reminded me that life is meaningful now, not someday. So ask yourself, who can I mentor or support this month? What tradition or story do I want to pass on? What can I create today that lasts? Number 8, priorize health as if it were a job. I used to think I didn't have time to stretch or walk each day. Then I spent 2 months recovering from ankle surgery, unable to walk, travel, or even sleep well. Physio would have been much better and easier if I had been in better shape. The Public Health Agency of Canada reports that 30 minutes of movement 5 times a week can cut your risk of chronic illness by 40%. While in the US, the CDC says physical inactivity causes 1 in 10 early deaths. I guess it's time to treat walking as a non-negotiable appointment. Not because we love exercise, but because we love our future. Number 9, dream away. Your dream doesn't expire. It's just been delayed, but it still matters. I didn't get to retire at 55, but 3 years later, I did. I didn't stop dreaming. I just kept working towards my dream of retirement. So what do you do if you can't retire yet? You live anyway. You dream anyway. You show up for your life with all your wisdom that you've earned. You take the next brave step and you make that chapter count. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more honest conversations about aging, reinvention, and midlife courage. Drop a comment. What dream are you keeping alive even while working? I read everyone. See you on the next one.